yeah, it's all the craze all around the world, including here at Citizens Bank Park, where it's zombie night as the Phils get set to take on the Washington Nationals. It's the finale of this 3-game series. I hope the Nationals aren't that scary. They put a lot of thought into those costumes. Embrace them. Here we go, Game 3, the Phils and the Nets. Hi, everybody. I'm Tom McCarthy, along with Ben Davis and Matt Stairs. As we get ready for this ball game tonight, the Phils are hoping that they can finally get a little offense going against these Washington Nationals. And speaking of offense, Matt, we were just looking over some of the numbers for the Phillies as we split the months. It's remarkable that they're close to 500 in a couple of months because their offense has been really kind of quiet.
Well, it's been quiet and it's been inconsistent. These guys are going out and they're having some good quality at bats, and then all of a sudden they go for about 4 or 5 games where they struggle. Look at the numbers here. April 14-10. Now in August, 12-13. ERA going through the roof of 5.64. But they are averaging almost 5 runs per game, 4.8 to be exact. 241 batting average. So these guys are going out. They're battling. Ryan Howard, very good, 326 home runs, 15 RBIs in August. But look at the numbers on Hector Neris. He is the guy in that bullpen you can trust every time out. 13 games. The league is hitting $1.09 versus them. So these two guys had a very good August, and that's the reason why they are where they are.
Yeah, in fact, Neris combining with Gomez, although Gomez has hit a little speed bump here in the month of August, but he still has been able to preserve some of those tight games. All right, so the first 2 games of this series, the Phillies have seemed to gone through a buzzsaw with Tanner Roark and Max Scherzer.
They've been excellent. They have flat out been excellent. And as offensive players, you never want to give a pitcher too much credit. But Max Scherzer last night was outstanding. Roark, he was unbelievable as well. So, what can they do tonight? What can they expect? Well, I'd like to see them have a little bit more patience against Gio Gonzalez this evening.
Gio Gonzalez, who's pitched better since the All-Star break. Now, how about these Nationals and how they match up against the Cubs? Because the expectation is that these are 2 of the better teams, if not the 2 best teams in the National League.
I think so, but you look at the 3-headed monsters for both teams, and Arrieta, Hendricks, and Lester for the Cubs. They're very good, but I will, if Strasburg is healthy, I'd put Strasburg, Scherzer, and Roark up against those guys for the simple fact that I think they're more powerful and more dominant at times.
All right, well, you talk about Max Scherzer. Last night, he scrapped the game plan that they went over before the start of the ball game because the Phillies were hunting for fastballs. So that's why we saw more breaking pitches, and that is one of the reasons why he had success. So Gio Gonzalez, without those locks, will be on the mound. His 27th start of the year. Adam Morgan looking to bounce back once again. Start number 16. Lineups at first pitch when we come back. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Toyota. The annual clearance sale is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Citizens Bank. The next time you have a question about money, don't keep it to yourself. Ask a citizen. By Coca-Cola, the official soft drink of the Phils. And by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Learn more at IBX.com. Phillies of the Washington Nationals. All we're waiting for is Adam Morgan to take the field, and here he comes with the rest of the Philadelphia Phillies trying to salvage this 3-game series, get a win against the Nationals, end this 8-game losing streak to Washington. And Adam is also hoping to end a personal losing streak. Let's take a look at the Nats lineup. It's brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So Murphy has not had a slump pretty much the entire year. Look at his month of August, 320 with 5 homers and 22 RBIs. Little difference in this lineup tonight is that Trey Turner finally gets a day off as Michael Taylor will start in center field. And they will face Adam Morgan, who is 1-8 on the year, an ERA of 6.50. Last time a Phillies starter lost 9 straight was back in 1992 when Kyle Abbott lost 11 straight. Adam pitched well his first time out, Ben. Last time he got roughed up a little bit.
Yeah, and I'd like to see him just be a little bit more aggressive actually in the strike zone with the fastball would be great. The scouting report will sit about 91. We'll see that bump up to about 93, 94 at times. The change his last outing was very good. But overall in August, 5.79 ERA. That obviously needs to come down.
So far against the Nationals, he's 0-1 in 2 starts with a 6.39 ERA. Time now for our Nissan keys to tonight's ball game.
Well, for me tonight, show more patience at the plate. Last night I thought they swung at some pitches early in the count, and it was the pitcher's pitch, it wasn't the hitter's pitch. So be a little more patient.
And I'd like to see Adam Morgan continue to use that changeup, which was a bit more effective last outing, and back off the slider. I don't mean how many times he uses that slider, but maybe just take a little bit off the velocity and have a little bit more depth to it.
Yeah, a lot of people have talked about him putting it to the back foot a little bit more, particularly against the, well, obviously against the right-handed hitters. Michael Taylor will lead things off for Washington. Washington starts play tonight, 9 games up in the National League East, 77-55. Taylor did not play in last night's game. He has 9 hits this year against the Phillies. And watch the first pitch to him because he will not wait. He does wait this time and takes a fastball for a strike, and it's 0-1. How many times this year have we seen him swing at the first pitch?
A lot.
As Dusty Baker says, he is not your prototypical leadoff hitter. He's more of a free swinger. Off the end of the bat, foul.
But again, he hasn't played a whole lot lately, so he's trying to get his timing down, get the velocity.
Yeah, Dusty has put Trey Turner in the leadoff spot and in center field, which means that Taylor and Ben Revere have basically watched their playing time whittle down. No balls and 2 strikes to Taylor. A little bit outside, and it's 1-2.
See, that's a good pitch. It was appetizing enough where Taylor just couldn't spit on it, but close enough where it could have been called a strike.
Was that the depth you were looking for? Or was that a changeup?
That's a changeup there. It just seems like you said, he just throws that slider too hard sometimes, ends up acting more like a cutter than anything.
Outside, 2-2. Two balls and 2 strikes to Taylor. And a change up low, 3-2. Jason Worthwaite's on deck. After Taylor, everything's pretty much the same as last night for the Nationals, including Ryan Zimmerman batting 7th tonight. Swing and a miss. He got it with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball. Took 6 pitches or 7 pitches, but he gets the first out.
Just a fastball right on by Taylor. Here it is. King could not catch up.
Number 28, left fielder, Jason Worth.
Jason Worth is now the hitter. 248 with 19 home runs, 60 runs batted in. 1 for 9 in this series. Outside, 1-0. Pretty drastic splits for Jason Worth. 216 against righties. He's always been very good against left-handers. I'm surprised, though, he's that low against right-handers, honestly. I think it's the breaking ball more than anything else against him.
I think it's early in the year when he really struggled. He was having a hard time versus right-handers.
Outside, 3-0. Now, this is not surprising. He does have 81 walks on the year, and he will take pitches. Daniel Murphy's on deck. Swings a 3-0 pitch.
I could have told you he was going to. That's just the way he's been. He's very patient. Pitchers nibble, they just meet, they just miss. Now all of a sudden he has to throw a strike 3-0. That's when he's aggressive. Now he'll go back and he'll look for a zone.
That ball's crushed deep to center field. Herrera is going back, and it is long gone. Wow, onto the camera platform. That is one of the longer home runs you'll see Jason Worth hit in this ballpark, and he's hit a lot in this ballpark. Not only with the Phillies, but also now with the Nationals. Wow. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen, or I can't remember the last time I've seen or I saw a ball go onto that camera platform.
I don't know, but he got loose 3-0. He didn't miss the 3-1.
He just puts his head down and.
Number 20, second baseman, Daniel Murphy.
Good night.
Exit velocity 107, distance 453 feet.
Daniel Murphy takes a strike. Well, fortunately, Gene did not leave his post, because if he had stepped to his left even one stride, he may have gotten nailed by that. They get it to Murphy's kitchen, and he pops it up. Tommy Joseph over at first base will grab it. So Jason Worth, that home run is 20th of the year. And Murph did that feature the other night about the number of 20 home run hitters the Nationals have.
Yeah, and I mentioned about the 3-0 pitch. He just missed the 3-0. Now all of a sudden he gets back into a zone where it's his strength.
That is just a powerful position. The high finish. It was one of those where he's like, wow, that went a lot farther than I thought. Puts his head down and runs.
Bryce Harper takes on the outside corner.
Now there's that slider. That was still at 84, but it did have a lot more tilt on it.
Want to know why the Nationals are good, though, guys? That's the fourth straight game they've scored at least a run in their first inning. Get off to a nice note. They've also done it in 6 of their last 8 games.
And they have the starting rotation to back it up.
That's
so you
it.
get a run early, feeling good.
Ground ball softly left side. Franco has to hurry, flips it to first in time to get a stumbling Bryce Harper. He was hustled up the line, but Franco was able to throw him out. The Nationals, though, do score a run on a 453-foot home run by Jason Worth. We'll head to the bottom of the first here in Philly. Lead things off for the Phils. Let's take a look at the Phillies starting lineup for tonight's ballgame. Brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So A.J. Ellis and Tyler Goodell will anchor the bottom part of that order for the Phillies. Ellis making his second start in a Phillies uniform, and Goodell getting a chance to start tonight because the left-hander Gio Gonzalez is on the mound. Gonzalez 9-9 with an ERA of 4.25. When last we saw him, he was having a decent year. And then he went through a spurt from the 23rd of May to the 25th of June where he was 0-6 with an ERA of 8.44. Well, he seems to have righted his ship now, Matt, and he seems to be pitching better baseball.
Well, he has, and the reason why is he's throwing more strikes. See the fastball lives right around 90, 91. He'll hit 92 once in a while. He is a 3-pitch pitcher. This year, versus his changeup, the league's hitting 257. His best pitch has been the curveball, where the league's hitting $189. And his fastball is pretty good at 275.
Yeah, you saw the average velocity. It's just a hair under 91. Cesar takes a strike at 0-1. This is the last year of his contract, but he has a very presentable option for next year, considering he's won 100 games. It's a $12 million option for the Nationals. 1 ball, 1 strike. Cesar 290 with 5 homers and 34 RBIs. But he's 0 for 6 in this series. 2 walks, including 1 last night in the 9th inning.
It's funny, Gio draws that line down the center of the rubber. Sometimes he will get caught in a crossfire. Just make sure his strike foot lands on that, and he hasn't hit it yet.
Well, he gets that curveball that Matt was talking about to get Hernandez out on strikes. 1 away. Here's Odubel Herrera.
Now batting for the Phillies, number 37, center fielder Odubel Herrera.
See Gio's wind up here. Not a whole lot to it. And you see the line there, and he just never. That's actually the closest he came that whole at bat to Cesar.
So your thought is he wants to get on that line?
He wants to get on the line. That's why he draws it. And he hasn't been on it yet.
Odubel Herrera helped him out with that high pitch, and it's 0-1. Herrera 3 for 8 in this series. All 3 hits are singles, hitting .283. Got a couple doubles against Gonzalez. Boy, he's mighty late on that.
Now you see the line right down the middle there. He just gets caught in that crossfire. Starting to get a little bit closer to it.
Wilson Ramos behind the plate. Mark Carlson is the home plate umpire tonight, one of the veterans. Brian Gorman, the crew chief, over at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Odubel. Last outing for Gio Gonzalez, he went 6 innings, 4 hits, and 2 earned runs. It was an 8-5 victory over the Rockies. Comes into this ball game with 8 wins lifetime against the Phils. Those 8 wins, the second most against any team. He's won 11 times against the Mets. He dominates the Mets at Citi Field. The 3rd team he has the most wins against. How about this? The LA Angels of Anaheim. Line drive toward left center field. Taylor will play it on a hop. And Odubel Herrera is aboard with a 1-out single. The Lucky McDonald's Phillies home run jackpot contestant is homegrown. It's James Alexander from Philadelphia. Phillies hit a home run at today's ball game. James will win $100. McDonald's Mix and Match at 2 for just $2.50 on McDonald's McPick 2.
Good luck, James.
Here's Franco. 0 for his last 10.
I would be shocked if Franco swings at the first pitch. And the reason why I say that is
because he swung at the first pitch 4 times last night.
He's done it twice this year where he's gone 0 for 4 and had a total of 8 pitches that he's seen in those 2 games.
Right.
1 ball and 1 strike.
I have no issues of a guy who's a power guy being aggressive, swinging at the first pitch, as long as it's a pitch that you're sitting on or it's in the area, and we talk about it all the time, his strength. And I think if you asked him last night how many pitches was in his area of strength, that's why he went 0 for 4.
He spins himself out of the batter's box, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. That also included the game-ending double play, the ground ball to short. Now, let's face it, last night he was very good, Max Scherzer. Off the glove of Ramos, and Herrera is going to go to second base. 31st wild pitch while Ramos has been behind the plate. Well, Adam Morgan and Gio Gonzalez are down toward the bottom levels in shutdown innings. Two and 2 to Franco with Tommy Joseph on deck. Three and 2. There's Tommy. Ground ball left side. And Espinosa's up with it. 6-3 on the put out, shortstop to first. And with 2 away, here comes Tommy Joseph.
There's a situation that you wonder the thought process right there for Michael going into that bat. Did he really think Gio was going to challenge him in that situation? You know, does Gio have a 97, 98 mile an hour fastball? No. He's about 90 to 92. Okay, so even if you're sitting, I wouldn't say sitting soft, but looking for something soft, even if he does throw a 92 mile an hour fastball, you can get enough of it, emergency hack it to shoot a foul ball somewhere. You know, that changeup, it was a changeup, but it was still a good one to hit. If he stays back a little bit more and shoot up the middle.
I think we are all in agreement that that's part of the next step for Maikel Franco.
The learning.
Scott Fransky did a comparison to Franco's first 162 in the majors and Adrian Beltre, who's his hero, first 162. Numbers were very close. Beltre is a totally different hitter now than he was his first couple of years. But as Scott and we were talking about in the office, if he can come anywhere close, I mean, Beltre is going to have 3,000 hits by next year.
It's going to be a first ballot Hall of Fame.
Absolutely. Because of his defense, too.
Yes.
Now, who knows if Franco is going to progress to that level? Right. We have no idea.
Or maybe beyond.
Or maybe beyond.
No worries.
Fastball on the inside corner, 2-1 to Joseph.
That's why, as a hitter, and Ben made a great point about, did he really think he was going to get a fastball in that situation? 3-2, you got to tell yourself, okay, I'm going to take the approach that's a 2-2 count. I might see an off-speed pitch. I'm still going to be a fastball hitter, but I still might see an off-speed pitch. Instead of saying 3-2, okay, here comes the fastball.
Especially with the base open.
Yeah.
Especially. I know there's only 1 out at that particular time of the inning, but that's why it's the hardest thing to do in all sports.
Hit a baseball?
Yes.
Two balls, 2 strikes to Tommy. Phillies try to match what the Nationals did in their half of the first on the home run by Worth. And a strike 3 called on the inside part of the plate. Tommy Joseph goes down looking. 2 strikeouts for Gio Gonzalez in the inning. Phil's leave one in scoring position. We've completed our first inning. We'll go to the second. Nationals up 1. And here at Citizens Bank Park, the Atlanta Braves are coming to town. 3-game series. It all begins Friday night after the off day tomorrow. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. Adam Morgan goes back to work here in the second against Anthony Rendon, Wilson Ramos, and Ryan Zimmerman. Rendon 1 for 7 so far in the series with an RBI.
RBI single, which scored Harper from first.
Yeah, that was a bullet to left center field. Outside 2-0. Adam Morgan started game 1 of this stretch of games that the Phillies had on the schedule against the National League East. They were hoping, and Pete McCannon talked about this, that they would have some success against these teams from the National League East and then maybe get to the 500 mark or beyond here in the month of August. As Franco throws out Rendon. As it turns out, the first 5 games during this stretch, the Phillies are 1-4. The only win coming against the Mets on Sunday. They've hit only 169 during this stretch, averaging just over 2 runs per game. But they have 3 more against the Braves this weekend. They hit the road to take on the Marlins in Miami, back to Washington next weekend. So there is time to make up some ground. Ramos takes low. Slowly to the left side. Franco has time. A couple of good pitches by Adam Morgan to get the first 2 outs. Ryan Zimmerman's coming up. So the Nats have scored in the first inning in 4 straight games against the Phils, and 6 of their last 8. 17 first inning runs in 15 meetings. Well, that'll get it done sometimes when you have that pitching we talked about. Enable Dusty Baker to just kick back, relax a little bit.
He looks so nervous.
No way that seat doesn't recline more for him.
1 ball and no strikes to Zimmerman. Three straight ground balls for Adam Morgan. That's the way you want to get through an inning. 2 to third, 1 to second, and that's it for the Nationals here at the top of the second. It's an 8-pitch second inning for Adam Morgan. We'll move to the bottom of the second. The Phils down 1-0. Quick joins the gang to preview the Birds' final preseason tilt versus the Jets. Plus, get the inside knowledge and expert advice you need to ace your fantasy draft. All that and more on Philly Sports Talk tomorrow night at 5 here on CSN. Well, if you're going to take Teddy Bridgewater, it better be a keeper league because he is out for this year, of course. Adam Morgan, pretty nice second inning. 1, 2, 3. 3 ground ball outs. Always nice to see him get ground ball outs. Harold Altair leads it off 0 for his last 7. One pitch, 1 out here in the second. Freddie Galvis will be the hitter. So Murph, what of this curveball from Gio Gonzalez?
Well, Tom, it's pretty good. If you take a look at some of the numbers, he has 144 strikeouts on the season now this year with the 2 that he had in the first inning. And if you take a look at what he was doing in 2015, 46% of his strikeouts came on the fastball and just 33% on the curve. But he has done a complete flip-flop here in 2016. 45% of those strikeouts are coming on the curveball now, and just 35% on the fastball. Almost the complete flip-flop with those 2 pitches. You see he ranks among the tops in the league. When he gets 2 strikes on guys, throws that curveball 44% of the time, it results in a strikeout. So if you're a Phillies hitter with 2 strikes, you've got to be looking for that curveball at some point tonight, because that has been his out pitch to date this year. And in the first inning with those 2 strikeouts, one of them did come on the curveball, one of them on the fastball, guys.
Yeah, and I think that's partly, and guys, correct me if I'm wrong, because his velocity's come down somewhat the last couple of years. He's always had a great curveball, but he's just getting ahead of hitters and being able to bury them.
One thing he's always been able to do, though, is to really pound righties on the inside corner. And when he had a little bit more giddy up, you know, you had to respect that velocity on the inner half. You start to get it going, then he throw that curveball back foot at you, and next thing you know, you're walking back to the dugout.
The name that surprised me on that list was Dellin Betances, because he has such electric stuff with his fastball. as Freddie Galvis lines one, and it's grabbed out of the air by Ryan Zimmerman. 2 outs. But Betances has such an electric fastball, but the key is he's worked ahead of hitters, and then he throws the breaking ball.
Kids at home, all you can do is hit it hard. Once you hit it hard, it's out of your control.
Try explaining that one.
I know, but it's the way it is. It's just the way it is. Is it frustrating? Yes. Did you do everything properly and did not get a hit? Yes. But your objective when you go up to the home plate is hit the ball hard. Freddie did that.
A.J. Ellis with his first at bat here at Citizens Bank Park. Did you hear what his walk-up music was?
Did not.
The theme from Rocky. He's buying into the whole Philadelphia thing. Makes his offseason home in Milwaukee.
Must enjoy the climate there.
Yep. Upstairs, 2-2. First game in a Phillies uniform, he had the RBI double that helped them to the victory against the Mets. He'll be followed by Tyler Goodell. Opposite way, right at Bryce Harper. Ben.
All you can do is hit it hard. That's exactly what A.J. Ellis did there. Nats are up 1-0. We're headed to the third.
Time now for the Jeep Stuff the Fans trivia question. Log on to Phillies.com. Go to the fans section for all the information. Please submit your answer on the subject line. All right, guys, the question is, which Nationals pitcher threw his first career shutout on this date in 2012? Which Nationals pitcher threw his first career shutout on this date in 2012? Answer will be revealed a little later on. Danny Espinosa will lead it off. Espinosa hitting 8th. 226 with 20 home runs, 62 runs batted in. Speed pitch. He was he could have taken the swing, come back, taken another swing on that one.
The old Bugs Bunny.
Espinosa takes one inside, 2-1. Last night, Espinosa ran over, or tried to run over, Cameron Rupp on a play to the plate. A.J. Ellis, after the ball game, people were talking to him about it. He was apparently barking from the dugout because he thought, and Ben, I think you alluded to this, he thought that Rupp had given Espinosa a path to slide and not run into him.
Right. I'd always give him a path to slide. I'd put my foot on that line. I'd give him a little corner of the plate to slide. If you want to run me over, then that's your choice. But there were plenty of times, and I mean plenty of times at home plate where he had a lane right there to slide. Cameron could have poked at him with his glove and probably gotten him, but there was a lane. There were many times where a guy would come and run me over, and then I'd be thinking to myself, why didn't he just slide? I gave him part of the play. He would have been safe. You know, everyone wants to be a tough guy here, but starts to lower that shoulder, tries to break it loose. When I talked to Cam today, the best thing he did there was roll with it.
Backhanded by Franco, who sets himself and zips the throw across the diamond.
It's the fourth 5-3 of the game. And we're just in the third. But he really rolled with that. He just didn't take the brunt of it. And he kept his mask on.
Here's Gio Gonzalez. And what AJ was saying, that now with the rule in place, the new rule in place, there's more of a chance to have a path than before. I think when you guys played, and Ben, when you were catching, that probably happened more often than it does now. That doesn't happen that often,
no,
where a guy tries to jar the ball loose. 1 ball, no strikes to Gonzalez. And a line drive caught, off the glove of Cesar Hernandez. He had it and it went off the tip of his glove. So Gonzalez is aboard.
Gets there. Goes off his glove. The rule of thumb, it should be caught.
That's why it's an E4.
So an error charge to Cesar Hernandez. And here's Michael Taylor, who struck out his first time up. Takes outside, 1-0. Gonzalez not taking an extended lead off first. Actually, it's a little larger than he did before. Back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Right side, Cesar Hernandez has it sized up. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, it's a big series for the Orioles. Toronto is shutting them out 3-0. Jose Bautista, a leadoff home run, his 17th of the year. There are reports that the Orioles have acquired Michael Bourne. There was another story, and you see the Orioles are 3 out. They've been claiming all these players off the waiver wire, or they've been attempting to, but the Yankees keep claiming them before, and then they're pulled back. The Yankees, because they're behind the Orioles, have the right to select players before Baltimore does. They're trying to get more pitching.
Well, what they're doing is they're blocking as well.
That's it. Yeah.
That's all they're doing is blocking.
Worth hit a 453-foot home run his first time up. Just a bit outside. Jason has reached base safely in 55 of his last 57 games. I think where you're seeing those numbers the most, not only the fact that his average is up because it was under 200 at one point, but his on-base percentage too. Came into this ball game with his on-base percentage of .343. Some gentleman really wanted that foul ball, and he did everything he could to get it. That gentleman right there. He went sprinting across that row. Here we go. Effort, boys.
Whoa. He does a victory lap.
Oh, man. Mark Carlson, where was that pitch?
The one Tommy Joseph got rung up on earlier.
Boy, oh boy. Over the top. I guess it's a bit inside. He's looking right at it, so he saw where it went. Got him. May have gotten a piece of it. Either way, Ellis hangs on. Strikeout number 2 for Adam Morgan. No runs, no hits, one Phillies error. We'll go to the bottom of the third. 1-0 Nats. You buy Sleepy's. Shop Sleepy's holiday sale with up to half off nearly every mattress. Sleepy's, the only mattress professionals. Buy McDonald's, mix and match any two for just $2.50 on McDonald's McPick 2 menu. And buy your local Ford stores. Last half of the third inning, Phillies trail at 1-0 thanks to the home run by Jason Worth in the first inning. So as we go to the bottom of the third, it'll be Tyler Goodell, Adam Morgan. Then the top of the order. There's Andres Blanco hanging out in the dugout. Phillies offense the last 11 games 4-7. Average of 223. And I think the bottom number, guys, is a big. Well, the last two numbers, Matt, you touched on it too. Strikeouts, and I guess that correlates with the runners in scoring position.
Yes, it does. You don't put balls in play, you're not going to be effective getting runners across home plate.
Tyler Goodell, 191 with 4 home runs and 16 runs batted in. Getting a chance to start because there's a lefty on the mound. Tyler is 0 for his last 11. Hasn't gotten a lot of consistent playing time, which was a topic yesterday. Outside, 2-1. Timing is a hard thing to simulate when you're in the cage every day, and that's what Tyler's been going through, getting his timing, trying to do the most he can to get his timing down, because he hasn't played every day. Ryan Zimmerman goes a long way, and that one's back a few rows. And that brings us to our Geico quote of the day on being a bench player. That's a little tough sometimes. I know I need to do a better job in my new role. May was a fun month for me personally. I thought I played pretty well, but it's tough when Ashe and Paredes come in. They've obviously been in the big leagues for a while. They're solid players, and they need to get their ABs too. It's sort of what happened, the luck of the draw. He was getting some playing time in the month of May, and he was producing.
It is tough, though, especially not ever being in the major leagues before. If you don't get consistent at bats, and Tyler's a young guy. You know, he's never been at this level where he kind of knows what to expect, doesn't know the pitchers after having never seen them before, doesn't know patterns really. A lot of bats you go up there blindly.
And Matt, you did it for a lot of your career where you weren't an everyday player, but you also built up a pretty good pattern and routine to get yourself ready.
I did, and I made a lot of changes in my stance, an area where I knew.
J.C. Worth makes the running grab.
You know, an area where I knew if I wasn't going to play 4 or 5 games in a row or a week or two, that I had to put myself in the best position where I had balance and I could sit for 10 days and still have a very good chance of making solid contact or having a good at bat because I changed my stance. I took all the movement out of it. You know, Tyler still has that bat flat on his shoulder. By the time he gets the bat off his shoulder and straight up, the ball's usually on top of him. That's where you need to make changes and get to a point where it has to be easy every time you walk up there, even though you're off for 8 or 9 days. Now, it is tough, but you have to have your mindset there.
1 ball and 1 strike to Cesar, who struck out his first time. Bryce Harper's giving this a look, but it's out of play.
You know, and Ben made a great point about knowing the routine of how pitchers are going to approach you. You know, you're going up there blindly. You can watch all the tape you want, but until you step in that batter's box and realize how his fastball's moving, how big's the curveball, what type of changeup he's throwing, it's a very tough job, especially for a young kid.
Who most likely will be an everyday player next year in the minor leagues to then, you know, possibly help out as the year goes on. Ground ball foul. Still has good hands.
Hands of gold.
Manos de oro.
He's still really cool. That's right.
That's why he was one of my favorites. Michael Jacks, Sammy, and Dutch. They were my favorites.
Rendon charges, throws out Cesar Hernandez. Phillies go down in order in their half of the third. We have completed 3. Gio Gonzalez has allowed 1 hit. Adam Morgan's allowed 1. But the Nats have a run. Jet printers deliver unmatched quality, and their Jet Intelligent toner cartridges print up to 1/3 more pages. Get yours from who? But WB Mason today and experience the difference. Nobody beats WB on HP. 1-0 Nationals on top. Top of the 4th inning. Daniel Murphy is strolling to the plate. Rain is falling ever so lightly. Michael Franco over near the railing and out of room. Toward right field, Aaron Altair is there. And one away. One of the great things about our job is that we meet great families every day, and some are a little more special than others. And Murph, we met a very special family here at Citizens Bank Park tonight.
We sure did, Tom. Meet Abigail Hayes. She was at the ballpark with her family today. Guest of Comcast Sportsnet and the Phillies. She got a chance to meet some of the players like Cameron Rupp and Jared Eichhoff earlier. Now, Abigail, who's there in the light blue, or in the blue closest to us, born in 2006 with a rare birth defect of the esophagus and the trachea, and then later diagnosed with a genetic disorder that affects her neurological development, her speech, and her growth. Her sisters, Siobhan and Carly, were also here today. And Abigail is the Comcast Sportsnet CSN Shining Star this year, which is just an absolutely terrific program. It's in its 7th year, where one child from the area that benefited from the March of Dimes gets matched up with a local athlete from the Phillies, the Flyers, Sixers, Eagles, and Union. And then in January, they come to a banquet and get honored and celebrated. I've been to that banquet. It is an unbelievable night. And we look forward to Abigail getting a chance to have that much fun. Look how much fun she was having in the broadcast booth today. We had fun with them as well. But it's just such a special night. A great group of girls. The sisters absolutely adore one another, and it was a lot of fun to be with them today. And I am very much looking forward to being a part of that in January, the Shining Stars dinner. There they are. They're watching the game here. And so a great night for the Phillies, for Comcast Sportsnet, and the March of Dimes as well. Just a very, very special special thing to be a part of tonight, guys.
Yeah, I see Carly got her Fanatic doll. She's got that in a bag, covering it, make sure it's not getting wet right there. Yeah, very nice people. And it's great to see that Abigail is doing so well.
Yes. I hope my girls aren't watching, but you're not going to find 3 more adorable little girls in the whole world.
They were funny with the headsets on.
They were hilarious.
Oh. And then when the picture came up, when they saw that they were on TV.
Yep.
Yeah, it was great.
Like, wait, that's us.
Yeah. There's Anthony Rendon with 2 gone here in the top of the 4th inning. Rendon grounded out his first time up. And he grounds this one to shortstop. Freddie Galvis up with it and just gets Anthony Rendon, who was moving up the line. So again, Adam Morgan's able to use the ground ball to get the last couple of outs. 1-2-3 go the Nationals. On to the bottom of the 4th. Phil's still in search of some offense. Buy Toyota. Visit buyatoyota.com to find your RAV4 today. Toyota, let's go places. Let's go Phils. Well, with Matt Stairs, Ben Davis, and Greg Murphy, I'm Tom McCarthy. We are here at Citizens Bank Park. It is raining lightly here at the ballpark. And Odubel Herrera is going to start things off. He singled his first time up. That's the only hit for the Phillies tonight. Second time through, let's see if the Phil's approach is a little different than the first time through. One ball, 2 strikes to Herrera.
Ben, you'd know more about this than us, but when second time through the order, is Gio going to change anything or Ramos going to change anything?
Not right now.
They're still going to same approach.
You have to until they make the adjustments.
It's a good question because last night Scherzer said after the first 2 innings he and Ramos, along with Mike Maddox, kind of scrapped the game plan that they had because the Phillies were being so aggressive on his early fastballs. Now, he didn't allow any hits the first couple of times.
Right. I mean, last inning, Freddie and A.J. Ellis hit 2 balls hard, 1 to first base, 1 to right field, both lineouts. But other than that, you know, Dubel got a single his first time up, but it wasn't a scorcher. If he continues to do this, I don't see him changing a whole lot until the Phillies change their approach.
Right. So then his third time through, then he can continue with whatever pattern he wants.
Correct.
Maikel Franco 0 for 1, grounded out his first time.
See, now the first time up, you start him off the changeup. So same pattern, something soft.
And Ryan Zimmerman again, this time with a sprawling play to the backhand for the second out. That was a little more difficult than the Freddie Galvis ball, but still it shows his actions over at first base.
Very good reactions. See how light he is on his feet. He jumps up a little bit. No tension, nothing like that. Good reaction, 1.5 steps and dive. Has always had a great glove.
His Gold Glover over at third base. Shoulder issues, throwing issues. That's what made them move him over to first. After a quick stint out in the outfield.
Where he did a fine job out there as well.
He actually was pretty good.
Yeah, he was. One thing about playing in the outfield, you don't have to think about throwing.
2-1.
Just get up and fire it.
Yeah, once Rendon started to emerge, they knew that he wouldn't be back at third consistently.
Gio not happy with the location. Now Tommy's first at bat 2-0. Got a fastball. Took it. This at bat 2-0. Got a changeup and swung. And then 2-1 counts both at bats. He flip-flopped. Went changeup again and then fastball's last at bat. Or this at bat, I'm sorry. Using an Aaron Nola bat.
Aaron always had good connections with the folks at Marucci. Left side. Rendon's got a strong arm. Submarining it over again. Phillies go down in order. Gio Gonzalez is retired 11 straight. 4 in the books. And we move to the 5th. Up, boys. Dylan Cousins has tied Darren Ruff for the Reading single-season home run lead. Darren hit 38 in 2012, and now Cousins, with his home run tonight, has 38. Rhys Hoskins is still on his tail with 37. Ryan Howard, of course, at 37 back in 2004. So I guess it was only a matter of time for Dylan to hit number 38. Both have over 100 RBIs. Here's Wilson Ramos to lead it off, and he takes outside. 1 ball and no strikes.
Both have over 25 home runs or more. Their numbers, and there's some great numbers in the minor league system for the Phillies. With those 2 big bombers.
Speaking of bombers, Odubel Herrera able to race this one down.
Can of corn for him. He had a tremendous jump.
He did have a very good jump. Ball jumped off his bat, though, too.
It's just a great jump. Great first step, no hesitation. Great angle. Easy play.
That ball hit in the air. So now 16 out of the possible 25 outs in this ball game for both teams have been on the ground. 16 of 25.
Both pitchers will take that. Ryan Zimmerman fouls the first one from Morgan off to the right. Tapper up the third base line. That'll slide foul. 2-2. On the Toyota Major League scoreboard, an update from up at Citi Field. Bartolo Colon and the Mets lead the Marlins 2-1. Wilmer Flores filling in for Neil Walker at second base. In the wild card, Pittsburgh and the Mets are 2.5 behind St. Louis. Giants are a game and a half up over the Cardinals and 4 up over the Pirates and the Mets. Outside 3-2. Well, the rain's picked up just a little bit.
I wonder what kind of pitches Bartolo's throwing up there in New York.
I think he's throwing some fastballs.
Good possibility.
Good pitch by Adam Morgan. 2 outs. 2-3 on the putout. MLB At Bat is the perfect place to stay up to date on everything going on around Major League Baseball. In fact, the last time a player can be acquired before being put on the postseason roster is today. So you can get that At Bat app and follow all the potential trades, if there are any. It's the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet.
You get traded, Matt? Not today?
A few hours.
To get a few to work with?
0-1 Espinosa. Oh, 2. Outside, 1-2. There's one cell that's been rolling through the Delaware Valley. Hopefully we can play through it, although the rain's picked up just a little bit here in the 5th. Well, fans are having a little trouble from with the tosses from the third base coaches tonight.
Ball's wet.
They all have baseballs. Out to right field, Aaron Altair heading back, looks to where he is, and then runs it down. Well, a couple of good plays by the Phillies outfielders in this inning. They were able to track it well, get good jumps, and Adam Morgan has another 1-2-3 inning. Will kick off a 4-game series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. I kind of forgot that we hadn't played them here at Citizens Bank Park. Tickets can be purchased by going to Phillies.com. It's the final month of the season. Make your plans and order now at Phillies.com. Umbrellas are up. Covers off the tarp. That is just a precaution in case they have to get to it quickly. The best part of the rain falling is that most people have already gotten their ponchos on, so we haven't been able to follow their attempts
And it's not terribly windy, so
That's right.
makes that task a bit easier.
And not as close to being as funny as usual. Well, the Phillies offense trying to wake everybody up. Ladies got their ponchos on without any problem, representing Penn. Here's Aaron Altair. 0-1 to Altair.
So you asked, will they change their pattern? Aaron Altair, first at bat, first pitch, roll over to short. Second at bat, same thing, sinker down and away. See if you do it again.
He did not bite that time. Another ground ball out for Gio Gonzalez. One out. Freddie Galvis, the hitter. Freddie Galvis lined out his first time up, lined it sharply to first.
So that's now 18 ground balls. 11 are to the left side of the infield. This is something.
But here's Galvis, who he's pitching away in his first two at bats. At least it seems that way.
Right.
Right, he's pitching him away. He's throwing fastballs away, slow stuff away, trying to get him to be out in front of it to hit a weak ground ball to the third base side.
2-2. 59% of his pitches have been fastballs, but more changeups than curveballs for him. Freddie holds up 3-2.
He has bounced the majority of his curveballs.
A high fly ball to deep left center field. Worth going back toward the fence. It is gone. Home run, Freddie Galvis. He got it out front. And the Phils have tied the ball game up. It's his 15th home run of the year.
Do it, Freddie.
It's going to be very interesting to see where this fastball is located and how bad he missed the spot.
The pitch at 94. See Ramos set up well inside.
Right in the heart of the plate.
What a short swing.
Makes a winner of James Alexander, who's won $100 thanks to Freddie Galvis and the McDonald's home run jackpots.
Way to go, James.
15 home runs for Freddie Galvis. 1 ball and 1 strike. Whacks it over to short. Now Tyler Goodell with 2 away. Home runs for the Phillies shortstop. I have to admit, I didn't think he would get to 15. I just didn't think he needed to get to 15, honestly. Nice to have a little extra pop.
It is a quiet 15. It's nice to see him showing a little power from the right side.
Second home run this year from the right side. 0-2 pitch to Goodell. Upstairs.
That curveball been in the dirt.
Yeah.
Tyler back-to-back at bats where he's gotten the count 3 balls and 2 strikes. And ball 4 works out a walk. First walk issued by Gio Gonzalez tonight. And Adam Morgan, who flied out to left field his first time, will bat for a second time. 7 full counts for Gio Gonzalez in this game. Outside. Gio shaking his head on those pitches that he's just thrown.
I think he wanted that full count to Tyler Goodell.
Ramos kind of brought that one back, and it's 2-2. 84 pitches for Gio Gonzalez. That's partly because of the 3 ball counts that he has.
You were saying?
I don't know what Adam's looking down at Sammy for.
So should I take this one? There goes Goodell. Swing and a miss. Took a big healthy hack, but he is struck out. Phillies get a home run though to tie the ball game up. Freddie Galvis, his 15th home run of the year. He got it out front. Hit it at 368 feet to left center field. Cameron Rupp and everybody else loved it. Phillies and the Nats tied at 1 as we go to the 6th. Is still going strong as we head toward the final month of the season. Hector Neris started 2016 in command and has been solid the whole way through. His first half was high quality, and since the All-Star break, he has been fantastic, only allowing opponents to bat in the mid-100s, and his ERA is well below 1. He's among the best NL relievers in games, strikeouts, innings, ERA, and it's brought to you by Independence Blue Cross. Live fearless. Well, tonight is zombie night here at Citizens Bank Park, and some of the zombies got into the act with the Fanatic.
Batting for Washington, pitcher Gio Gonzalez.
Fanatic is always prepared.
Always prepared.
He's got his slicker on.
He was a little frightened by the zombies initially. Top half of the 6th inning, the Phillies and the Nats each have solo home runs. Jason Worth a solo home run. Freddie Galvis a solo home run. Gio Gonzalez will lead it off. He just had a word with the home plate umpire, Mark Carlson. Probably still looking for that pitch to Tyler Goodell that was called a ball.
Well, if there's one umpire in the league that you can have a conversation with, he is the guy.
He does seem to be very cordial.
Tremendous.
8 in a row retired by Morgan. Nationals' only hit was the home run by Jason Worth in the first. Only other base runner was Gonzalez, who reached on an error by Cesar Hernandez. 0-2. And a strikeout for Morgan to start the 6th inning. Phillies fantasy camp is open for men and women aged 30 or older. It's 5 days, 4 nights, January 18th through the 22nd of next year. Package includes hotel accommodations, practice and instruction from Phillies, former Phils like Mickey Morandini, he's the commissioner, the Bull, and Mike Lieberthal, to name a few. Plus, you get a fantasy game versus the Legends at Bright House Field. Call 610-520-3400. Michael Taylor's 0 for 2. He has struck out. He's also flied out to shallow right. 0-1.
By the way, that game on Sunday versus the Legends,
Yeah.
that's 30 innings.
Is it really?
30 innings. Play each team 3 innings.
How many teams are there usually?
10, I believe.
How are your legs after that?
Good.
Did you play the outfield?
Played the outfield, played short, played third, played left.
How'd you do at shortstop?
No ground balls.
No.
Thank goodness.
Would have loved to see you try to turn a double play. That would have been cool.
You'd have a couple if you were in this game.
Yes, you would. 3 balls and 1 strike. The scoreboard might be wrong. I think ours is right. The scoreboard here said 3-1. Ours said 2-2. I think it is 2-2. Mark Carlson just signaled something. Out in front, another strikeout for Adam Morgan. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 6th inning. Boy, he's got it going tonight. That off-speed pitch has been excellent.
Great location. Think it's a fastball. Has that late tail.
Jason Worth is 1 for 2. He has the only hit tonight. Breaking ball, 0-1.
Big curveball, only throwing that 6% of the time. Good one there. First pitch, 4% he's thrown tonight, 6% overall.
0-2. Tried to get it to the outer edge, and it just missed. 1-2. Left side of the infield thought it was a strike. It looked like it was a hair off the plate. Just a bit. Same spot this time. Worth fouls it back. Ground ball left side. See, there you go, Matt. If you were playing on the left side tonight, you'd have all kinds of action.
A lot of errors as well.
5-3 on the putout.
And it might hurt somebody in the stands by throwing it over there.
1, 2, 3 go the Nats. We'll move to the bottom of the 6th. Valley Honda dealers. Hurry to your local Del Val Honda dealers or visit DelValHondaDealers.com. Buy the Pennsylvania Lottery's new instant game, Wonder Bucks. Players must be 18 or older. Please play responsibly. And buy WB Mason. You can't go wrong when you buy right. Light rainfall here at Citizens Bank Park. Nothing too harmful for those guys. Enjoying a night out at the ballpark. Phillies and the Nats tied at 1. Jason Worth is homered. Freddie Galvis is homered. And Cesar Hernandez will lead it off. By the way, guys, we want to send our condolences out to our friend Debbie Nacito. Debbie's dad, Jim, who I think we've wished a happy birthday to for forever and ever and ever, usually on April 24th. We actually sent him out some get well wishes a couple weeks ago. He was in the hospital and he passed away the other day, 95 years old. And we want to send our condolences out to Debbie and her entire family. Jim was a huge Phillies fan, big time Phillies fan. And he will be laid to rest tomorrow. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cesar Hernandez. Big curveball. Line drive to right. Bryce Harper He's playing awfully shallow, able to make the catch. What away here in the 6th inning. Time for our timeless moment. Here's Greg Murphy.
All right, thank you, Tom. It's presented by Coors Banquet. And do you remember this? Back in 2006 on this date, the big fella Ryan Howard hitting home run number 49 on the season to break Mike Schmidt's single-season franchise record off the facing of the upper deck. He went on to hit 58 home runs that year, batted .313, 149 RBIs. No surprise he was the National League, on his way to a National League MVP, Rookie of the Year that year and an MVP of the year later. So a very special day for the big piece, Ryan Howard, guys.
Nationals did not want to see him ever again after that. I mean, he hit, those balls up into the upper deck. I mean, that's Frank Howard territory. I mean, that's some big-time power there at RFK. 0-2 to Odubel Herrera. Big-time power for the big piece.
We saw it again last night. Freddie went without the leg kick there. Oh, he did have it? I'm sorry. Odubel went without the leg kick. It's weird to see 97 pitches. This will be number 98 for a pitcher that really hasn't been in any trouble all night.
All because of those 3-ball counts. Yep. Blake Trinan is warming up in the bullpen. He's got some heavy stuff. Ooh, man, he was looking curveball, I think. He got a fastball. But that's not the location he was looking for that pitch. 2 outs.
Almost looks like it just surprised him.
.92 is his average fastball tonight. It's a few ticks higher than what it is for the season. Cal swings at the first pitch.
Odubel was almost so late where he could have, that ball was literally in the glove before he started to swing.
Ground ball to second. Murphy had him play perfectly. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what they call an easy inning for Gio Gonzalez. Phillies go down in order. We'll go to the 7th. Tied up at 1. that guy's as feisty as the Fanatic is tonight. Time for your Delaware Valley Honda dealers game summary. Home run by Worth, you saw that one in the first. Home run by Galvis, you saw that one. That came in the 5th. So Gio Gonzalez, 4 strikeouts over 6 innings. Adam Morgan's been excellent, 11 in a row. He's allowed just the 1 hit. And now he'll face Daniel Murphy. Murphy's fly to right, pop to first. And a little low with that first offering. 1 ball, no strikes.
Was it?
Yeah. We can ask Mark Carlson. Inside, 3-0. Well, here's the comparison between the two pitchers. Pretty darn close.
That is something.
Swing and a miss, 3-2. He's got command tonight. That's the thing. I mean, he's able to put it where A.J. Ellis is asking him to put it.
All his pitches, too. Wouldn't be surprised if you saw that good changeup he's throwing. Right here.
Over to second base.
There it was.
Cesar Hernandez throws out Daniel Murphy. Time now for the Jeep Stump the Fans Trivia Quiz answer. All right, guys, here's the question. Which Nationals pitcher threw his first career shutout on this date in 2012?
It's the man who took the ball for the Nats this evening, Gio Gonzalez.
Gio Gonzalez is correct. Remember watching that game, Ben?
I do.
Yep. Here's Bryce Harper, who is 0 for 2.
That was wrong. I was thinking Wong.
I was done playing.
Shouldn't be Wong?
Yeah.
I was done playing, so odds are I was watching the ball game.
Oh, you don't remember it?
I just went out on a limb, Tom.
1 ball and 1 strike to Harper.
Is my nose getting bigger?
I thought you might say Steven Strasburg, somebody like that.
That'd be too obvious.
Oh, really? Gio's not staring you right in the face. Swing and a miss by Harper. It's 1-2. Just gets a piece of it and hits it foul. Making him work a little bit here in this at bat. This was a nice catch, by the way. Little celebration afterward.
almost looked like he's looking for something in and just flicking it something away. Just probably just stay away here. It's like he's bailing.
Now, would you ask your pitcher to throw something up and in?
No, not with the way he's bailing. No. I mean, he's really spinning off the ball and just flicking it something away. With that swing, he's not going to beat you the other way with damage with that particular swing. Now, we've seen him go to left field and go out to left, but not with that swing.
Back at it again. A.J. Ellis wanted that up, but he wanted it out a little bit more. He came back. Got him. Really nice job by Adam Morgan to get a tough hitter who was fouling off a boatload of pitches. 9-pitch at bat, 4 foul balls, and he gets him with a breaking ball.
That's why I say don't change it up.
Just be patient.
Just be patient. At some point, he's just going to get himself out with that swing. We saw him not change that swing through the course of the whole at bat.
Every time the Phillies pitchers retired, the opposition 1-2-3, which Adam Morgan's done the last 3 innings. Comcast will make a contribution to Phillies charities. Phillies baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Xfinity X1 will change the way you experience TV. So Harper strikes out. 5 strikeouts for Morgan. Anthony Rendon is grounded out twice. He's the hitter. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. A.J. Ellis catching his 2nd game since putting a Phillies uniform on. He caught Vince Velasquez the other day. They've already had him working with Cameron Rupp on a number of things, watching video, talking about preparation. He prepares, they say, better than a lot of catchers, or more than a lot of catchers. And he is willing to give of his time.
As most veterans do.
A liner down the left field line for Rendon. That's going to be a fair ball, and one hops the 334 sign. And Rendon goes to second base. His 34th double of the year. It's the first hit allowed by Morgan since the home run by Worth in the 1st inning. You know, the phone is going to ring in the bullpen. Not because he's tuckered out at all. Here's Wilson Ramos. But this is the best Morgan's looked. This is what he was doing down in AAA. And there's a big difference, of course, between AAA and the majors. But down in AAA, in 5 games from the All-Star break before he was called up, he was 5-0 with an ERA of 2.76. Now, he started 4 of those 5 games, but he was averaging a strikeout per inning pitched. And here, his pitch count is pretty low. I mean, considering there's 2 outs here in the 7th.
This is as good as I've seen him pitch since he's gotten called up to the big leagues.
Yeah, I would agree.
Period. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Yeah, there was a game against the Braves last year.
Yes.
And he pitched a number of times against the Braves, but one of the games against the Braves where he had everything going, command of everything going. Ramos loses his bat. Twinkle toes in the on deck circle. Ryan Zimmerman is able to move out of the way. Let's see. What does Ramos need to make sure that bat doesn't fly out again? A little Manimoto stick, maybe some pine tar. Zoop.
The game that Morgan, this game reminds me of, was the game in Toronto where leadoff home run up in Toronto, and then dominated with a lot of ground balls and threw very, very well.
You're right. That was a good game.
Travis hit a home run, leadoff hitter.
Yeah, then he left because he bothered his shoulder.
That bat,
yeah.
he blew his shoulder out.
0-2 to Wilson Ramos. Maybe a bit upstairs to Ramos.
Still have 2 pitches to work with here.
Retired on a line drive to center his last time by Odubel Herrera. Pitch number 101 for Morgan, trying to get out of the 7th inning. Popped up, foul, and out of play.
We haven't seen him double up inside with this fastball that I can recall tonight. I'd love to see him go back in there again.
And now a meeting between Ellis and Morgan. They just want to make sure they're on the same page in a 1-1 game. Well, if he loses Ramos, you might see A T PHI Ramos come in. Opposite way, base hit it to right field. Rendon's around third, heading for home. Altaire's throw to the plate has some zip on it, and he is safe. And it's a 2-1 ball game. An RBI single the opposite way for Wilson Ramos. Back-to-back hits for the first time tonight for Washington. And here comes Pete McKenna, and that's going to be it.
Does a nice job hitting that changeup to right field. Aaron Altair does a nice job getting behind this ball and making a strong throw. Just not in time on a good slide by Rendon.
Well, that's it for Adam Morgan. Boy, he pitched exceptionally well tonight. He leaves after 103 pitches. He's trailing it 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. Day here at Citizens Bank Park. Plenty of prizes and surprises. Order your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. 2-1. Nationals on top. An RBI single by Wilson Ramos. Adam Morgan done after 6 2/3 here tonight, and now Adebayo Ramos will take over. Eddie's 1-1 with an ERA of 3.49. Tried and warming up again in the bullpen for the Nationals. They may just go to him with Gio Gonzalez's pitch count up there a little bit now that they have the lead. Two. 96 on that fastball from Ramos.
He's got a very good arm. I like his curveball. Ben, you mentioned the other day how good his curveball was. It's what you call a knee buckler.
Little dribbler up the first base line. It's a fair ball. Ramos has it and loses it, and everybody is safe. Ball just slipped right out of his hand.
You knew it wasn't going foul. You had to try to make a play on it.
Look at that spin. It's like a top.
Grabs a palm ball.
Grabbed a whole boatload of dirt too. Whoop.
The only one who could have thrown that ball was Trevor Hoffman with that palm ball he used to throw.
Doug Jones had a very good palm ball too.
Espinosa is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and he's flied out to right. Outside, 1-0. Nationals with 3 straight hits, including that infield hit by Ryan Zimmerman. Throwing a lot of breaking pitches.
Sure is.
Talking to Jared Eichhoff today, I asked him about his curveball that he threw yesterday. I said, you threw a lot more curves than sliders. He said, well, that was the scouting report. And we thought we could, particularly against their, their hitters, that we can throw more curves and be effective with it.
Got to be careful here.
You guys surprised he was taken there?
I don't think it was the location he was looking for.
Okay.
He looked like he was going to cut it loose.
I would agree.
I mean, you have a pinch hitter on deck and Clint Robinson, but the thought is Espinosa's everyday player, better hitter.
And a very good fastball hitter.
Inside, ball 4, and that'll load up the bases for Robinson. All of this with 2 outs here in the 7th inning. So Robinson will pinch hit for Gio Gonzalez. Dusty Baker will ask for 9 outs from his bullpen. Only one of the runners is his responsibility. It is Wilson Ramos over at third. The other 2, Zimmerman at second and Espinosa at first. A responsibility of Ramos on the mound. Swing and a miss late on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball.
Surprised Robinson cut it loose after all these breaking balls he's been throwing early in counts. Saw a straight one and cut it loose.
I think we're all hopeful. Mix hopeful into the Evan and Costello skit just to add on to it. One ball, 2 strikes to Robinson.
So this is where that curveball is so effective right now. 97, you got to start thinking, okay, I got to protect this fastball.
Well, there it was, 86. .40 pitches this inning, and that's between Morgan and Ramos. Ramos has thrown 14. Ground ball right side. Cesar Hernandez has it, and this will remain a 1-run game. Ramos gets himself into a bases loaded situation, gets out of it. Adam Morgan 6 2/3, 2 runs. Phillies need some offense. They're down by 1 when we return. Phillies have just 2 hits so far. Time now for a GMC Precision Plays of the game. All right, Adam Morgan was on top of his game tonight there, Ben.
He was just as good as you could ever hope for. Adam Morgan has had a rough August, but he's been very, very dominant. Gio Gonzalez just as dominant tonight. A slew of ground balls, if you will, Tom. A lot to the left side, a lot of righties out in front, both with very good changeups this evening. Staying down in the zone, trusting their defense, inducing the ground ball. Here's the last one here. Slider, Clint Robinson, 4-3 for the putout. They are your GMC Precision Plays of the game.
Ramos getting a word of advice from Freddie Galvis. Ground ball outs tonight. Nationals with 11, the Phillies with 9. As Tommy Joseph will face Blake Trinan. As we go to the bottom of the 7th inning, Trinan at 2.65 earned run average. Gio Gonzalez went 6 innings tonight, 2 hits and 1 run. The home run by Galvis, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts.
Ooh.
Off the hands, foul.
97 with a heavy, and I mean heavy, sink. Late run.
Phillies have a pretty good understanding about Trinan because they have faced him now so much the last 2 years. He's part of the reason why the Nationals bullpen is second best in the National League.
You know, Trinan's his sinker is so late. As a right-handed hitter, you almost have to cheat and step in the bucket. Take that left foot towards third base, open up, and just guess right.
A hanger there.
The last thing you want to try to do is think about hitting the ball up the middle versus a guy that throws a late, hard sinker. You have to get the barrel out, or else he's going to break your bat. On a fastball.
There's the breaking ball, and it's 2-2. To the right side, Zimmerman gets to it and flips to Trinan covering. He's made 3 good plays tonight. They've gotten better as the night has gone on.
I think that one was actually the best one. Got rid of it quickly, hit Trinan right on the money. Tommy getting jammed a little bit. Crossing pattern. 3-1 on the putout.
Who says the man has throwing issues? Aaron Altair is 0 for 2. A high bouncer out to shortstop. Well, the ground ball outs continue. 13 now.
Remarkable.
Galvis has the only RBI tonight. That came on a home run his last time up. One of 2 hits. The other hit was Odubel Herrera's single in the first. This time Freddie up there batting left-handed. breaking ball. To the upper deck, that foul ball.
One thing he's been so good is his balance. When he's done his swings, he's not going anywhere. He's in a good solid, has a good solid base. Not falling over one way or the other.
Mark Zebchinski warming up in the bullpen. Looks like he's hearing it a little bit from Yusmeiro Petit and the gray-haired Oliver Perez.
And the bullpen catcher, Senor Robles.
Strike 3 called on the inside part of the plate. Trinan works a 1-2-3 inning. Phillies go down quietly. 7 in a row retired by Nats pitching. And we go to the 8th in a 1-run game. Sale is going on now. Toyota, let's go places. By Jefferson, call 800-JEF now or visit jefferson.edu. And by Chevrolet, visit your local dealer at chevydealer.com. Fanatic doing a little monster mash. Time now for our Hyundai defensive plays of the game. We'll peek over to first base where the Nationals have Ryan Zimmerman.
Zimmerman showing his range. First of all, jumping to his left as Murphy in the background helps him. Then showing his quickness to his right. Makes a very nice play. And this one here, the best play of them all. Off balance. Throws a strike for a 3-1 put up. And that's your Hyundai defensive play of the game. Brought to you by a local Hyundai dealer.
Michael Taro leads it off against Hector Neris, and it's 0-1. Oh, and 2. 95 in that fastball. Hector just keeps on working. ERA of 2.14. Showed you what he's done in the month of August during the Open tonight. Been crazy good. That foul ball just spooked the fans behind home plate. It's hard not to jump. Watch it. Here we go.
Quick, you forget.
He's just relaxing, leaning
Guy
forward.
in the red shirt. Look out!
Whammo.
At least he was paying attention.
Yes, he was. Little tapper foul toward Jason Worth. Swing and a miss. 96 down in the zone. 1 out. Boy, he is just filthy good. And here's Jason Worth.
When you're looking for the split, 96 is going to be by you. Man.
Worth has a home run tonight. He's 1 for 3, 2 for 12 in the series. Both hits are homers. Here's that home run.
3-1 count off Adam in the first. 453 feet later, the dented chair in a 1-0 ball game.
Well, Mark Carlson wasn't buying into it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive, base hit it to center for Jason Worth. Herrera gets to it on the backhand, and Worth puts the brakes on with a slide on the base path. Tomorrow in Quick Slants, host Derek Gunn and Ruben Frank are live from the link previewing the Eagles versus the Jets. There's some roster spots on the line. Find out who needs to go big or go home in the Birds' final preseason game. Watch Quick Slants tomorrow at 6 right here on CSN. Murphy is 0 for 3 tonight. Two and 0. .342, 25 home runs, 98 runs batted in for Daniel Murphy. Second in RBIs in the National League. Second in average. Throw him a fastball, he has the top batting average in the National League. Throw him a split, might be a little different story, at least on that pitch. That'll be out of play, 2-2. That's a big glove. Made that catch easy. There we go. Murphy at .387. Wilson Ramos is among the leaders. He's second in the National League and 5th overall. Murphy's 100 points better than the average, Major League average. Swing and a miss. He got him. Second straight time, or second straight game that Neris has been able to retire Daniel Murphy.
This is just an overswing on a split finger fastball. You think you're right on it, next thing you know it drops out. You swing over top of it.
And Murphy had some big swings there last night. If you go back to tonight, go back to last night, it was a little, I wouldn't say it was a confrontation, but some words were exchanged between Hector and Daniel Murphy. That might have been on Murph's mind. I want to hit this one 900 feet.
Bryce Harper, the batter, throw over to first. Bryce Harper 0 for 2 against Neris. Back toward the middle, off the glove of Neris, picked up by Galvis, throws to first in time. 1-6-3 on the putout. No runs, 1 hit. 1 man left onto the bottom of the 8th inning. Marlins, but how about this giveaway? The Phillies Aviator hat. It's free to fans 15 and older. It's compliments of hers. Get your tickets now by going to Phillies.com. Matt, I know you were presented with one of those a little earlier than everybody.
I wore it the other day home.
What'd you think? Was it comfortable?
Really warm.
Really warm, yep. It's nice of them to give it to you.
This was.
I'll keep you warm in New Brunswick.
I will wear that in the winter when I'm out skidooing.
Skidooing.
Or snowmobiling, or however you say it down here.
We say it whatever way you want us to say it. We'll say skidoo if you want us to start that. I actually like skidoo better than snowmobile. 2-0 to AJ Ellis. Ben, will you buy into that and call it a skidoo?
Sure.
All right, Matt, we're all on board.
Cheers.
Murph, will you say skidoo when asked if you're going to go snowboarding?
I do skidoo. Yeah, absolutely.
I do skidoo.
3 balls and no strikes. All right, we're on board. We should get that started down here. Jimmy Paredes is on deck. 3-1 to Ellis. Bouncer over to short. Some easy hops for Danny Espinosa. 1 out. Jimmy Paredes is coming up. He's going to go skidooing this winter, but first he's going to get us updated on what's going on around baseball. Murph?
That's right, Tom. It's our greater coverage of baseball presented by T-Mobile. And base running mistakes have cost Tampa infielder Tim Beckham his big league job. The latest gap for Beckham was not hustling and trying to score from second base. His teammate Kevin Kiermaier had just hit a base hit and was trying to stretch it into a double. And Beckham was not hustling, was thrown out. Kiermaier was thrown out at second before Beckham scored on the play. It was costly. Boston beat Tampa that night to 8-6, and they sent him down to AAA. They said it was his third base running mistake in the last 6 games. And how about this for a note? Bartolo Colon and Ichiro Suzuki faced each other tonight, Mets and Miami Marlins, and it was the oldest pitcher-catcher matchup since our own Jamie Moyer faced John McDonald and Henry Blanco back in 2012. Bartolo Colon and Ichiro Suzuki, both 48 years old, and 48 years old. And facing each other tonight, you add it up, it's like 86 years and 48 days or something like that. So, oldest pitcher and batter matchup in quite some time, guys.
That is an old hitter. 48.
Well, not 48. I did my math wrong. You know what I mean.
They'll both probably be playing until they're 48, though. We got a pitching change here in the 8th. games. 4 tickets, 4 Hatfield hot dogs, and 4 Coca-Colas for $100. Visit the ticket section at Phillies.com for more information. Here is Mark Zubczynski, who's on to face Jimmy Paredes, switch hitter. Well, not much to say about that, except that he hasn't allowed a run yet since he's been acquired. 0-1.
Good time to break that streak.
Only a 1-run lead. Another ground ball. What are we up, boys, to 13?
That's got to be more.
That's 13.
13 for the Nationals.
13 for us.
All right, guys, just to clarify.
Hey, Murph, what's going on?
Bartolo Colon and Ichiro Suzuki are combined 86 years and 48 days old. All right?
Murph, we knew what you meant.
No. Nobody knew what I meant. I didn't even know what I meant. And when Jamie pitched against Henry Blanco and John McDonald back in 2012, he was 49 years old.
He was older.
He was much older than the other two guys combined. So you see, Jamie did the yeoman's work on that. He was 49. So just to be clear, 86 years, 48 days old combined.
Thank you, Murph.
All right, I'm going home. Good night.
It's our T-Mobile greater coverage of baseball. Addendum. We put an asterisk next to it. Swing and a miss to Howard, pinch hitting here in the 8th inning. 1 ball, 1 strike to Howard. This time he lays off that pitch toward the outer edge. Ryan Howard has 6 career pinch hit home runs. Swing and a miss. Howard strikes out. Zubchinski retires the 2 batters that he faces here in the 8th inning. Phillies go down in order. They've gotten down in order the last 3 innings. Now it's time for the 9th at a 2-1 Nationals lead. We're going to go back to the 7th inning.
It's a 3-2 pitch to Ramos. Able to score Rendon. It's a good play by Aaron Altera, but Rendon off and running as soon as that ball is hit. Put the Nats up 2-1. That's your W.B. Mason delivery of the game.
So now we go to the top of the 9th inning. Jedmar Gomez is on. With the Nationals up 2-1. Another 1-run game. Jedmar 3.02 ERA. And he will face Anthony Rendon. Rendon has scored the go-ahead run. He doubled back in the 7th inning with 2 outs against Adam Morgan. Morgan pitched very well here tonight for the Phils. Went 6 2/3. Certainly deserves a better fate than he has right now. First pitch is a strike, 0-1. It'll be Rendon, Ramos, and Zimmerman for the Nationals. And the 0-2 pitch coming. Fouled away again. This time toward the upper deck as it shoots down. Diving stop by a gentleman up the stairway. Nationals are wrapping up 20 games in 20 days with this one tonight. Dusty Baker said the other day their hope was, as this one is rolled over to the left side, scooped up by Michael Franco, and it's off the glove of Tommy Joseph. I think Rendon may have beaten it anyway. But 20 and 20, and Dusty Baker said the other day when they were less than 500, listen, our goal is to finish at least at 500 for the 20 and 20. Well, they're above that right now. Every team goes through these stretches where they have an extended period of time without a day off. And Dusty Baker's team is in one of those stretches right now before the day off tomorrow. So an infield single. Wilson Ramos the batter. Rain starts to fall again here at the ballpark. Ramos's RBI single is the difference right now. 0-1. Inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Opposite way again for Ramos. This one is going to float foul. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Trying to get another double play here. Inside. That's the pitch he threw before the foul ball down the right field line.
That's a good movement on it. Just need to start it more on the plate.
That's the pitch that you see throughout the night where the hitters smother the ball, get on top of it, hit that ground ball to third.
Ground ball left side. Franco has it, goes to second for 1, over to first in time. A slow moving 5-4-3 double play. Boy, I'm really glad that Franco did not give up on getting the lead runner, because then it gave him then plenty of time to get the trail runner.
Well, I think he knew if he went to second base and he was safe no matter what, they still had a good chance of getting the guy to first base. So good choice, good feed, but watch how quick this ball is in and out of his glove with Cesar. Very nice turn.
And also helps, like we discussed last night, knowing you're not going to get blown up at second base. That takes all the pressure off the middle infielders to make that throw on the first base.
So Rid takes a fastball high. By the way, a quick glance at the scoreboard. Giants have defeated the Diamondbacks 4-2. The Dodgers have already lost 1 to the Rockies and are trailing in game 2. They had to play a split doubleheader because they had a monsoon last night in Denver. Anyway, if that score holds up, the Giants have pulled to within a half of the Dodgers with still 2 more series to play between the two teams in September. Two and 0 to Ryan Zimmerman. Other games of note today: Texas put a beating down on Felix Hernandez.
He had 5 home runs.
He was down 8-0 before he blinked. Two and 2. You could pick out all the games that matter around baseball. Cleveland's got to keep its lead in the Central. Up 4.5 over Detroit. Leading Minnesota in the top of the 9th. Two balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Zimmerman. Got him. Hiding tight fastball. And he tied him up big time. So the double play helps. Now let's see if the offense will help. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's another 1-run game.
To the bottom of the 9th as the rain is falling here at Citizens Bank Park. And after this one is over, an off day for the Phils tomorrow, and then they start a weekend series here at Citizens Bank Park against those Atlanta Braves. De La Cruz and Hellickson will take the ball on Friday night. Still waiting to find out who the Braves will throw on Saturday, but whoever that is will face Vince Velasquez on the other side for the Phils. And on Sunday at 1:35, it'll be Julio Teheran and Jake Thompson. But guys, this game's not over yet.
Boy, I hope you're right, Murph. It's another 1-run game. Phillies got a the leadoff batter aboard last night against Mark Melancon in the 9th. That was Cesar Hernandez. Melancon's worked in both games of this series, including the 5-1 game on Monday night. So he doesn't look like he's available here tonight. They've got Zubchinski, who stays in, and Sean Kelly was warming up in the bullpen. Cesar leads it off. 1 ball, no strikes. Last night Cesar reached. Odubel didn't bunt. There's Kelly. Tonight, if Cesar reaches, you might see Odubel bunt. Partly because it's just a different pitcher that's out there. It's not Mark Melancon. Phillies have lost 8 straight to the Nationals. Balls, 1 strike to Cesar.
Same situation as last night. Worked him to a 3-1 count. Ben, taking this pitch?
Yes.
Ball 4. So the tying run is indeed aboard. Odubel will take a look at Juan Samuel as he walks toward the plate. Herrera's 1 for 3.
Exact reason why we talked about just during the break, why I was so surprised Melancey came in that ball game on Monday night. Up 5-1, it's not a safe situation.
Yeah, it's not like anybody's on your heels in the division right now.
Exactly.
Lefty on lefty here. Rendon is creeping in at third. Just trying to see if Odubel's going to square or not. Guys, I think he's bunting here. I don't know what you guys think. I know last night we thought he was swinging away.
I think he's definitely bunting.
I concur.
He is not bunting, and he's going to hit into a double play. 6-4-3. Two outs. And here comes Maikel Franco.
Little slider.
Cutter, slider.
Sunday hop, good feed, easy turn.
And that would have been an easy pitch to bunt.
So 2 outs, and Dusty Baker's going back to the bullpen. He'll make a double switch. He's going to bring in the right-hander to face Maikel Franco. Sean Kelly will come on. And we'll check out what his defensive replacement will be. Bottom of the 9th inning, 2 men down. Phil's down by 1. Analysis of what went down tonight. Plus, here from manager Pete Buchanan on Cure Auto Insurance presents Phillies Post-Game Live. Following the final out here on CSN. Phillies hope that guy will come up. That means they'll have a base runner. So it is Sean Kelly. We mentioned Monday night's game. It was a 4-run lead for the Nationals. I was thinking back, Melancey was warming up going into that, but they had another guy warming up. But this is a good bullpen, so maybe Dusty Baker figured out I can mix and match to get through it.
Kelly, another hard-throwing righty.
Maikel is 0 for 3, 0 for 11 in the series. Swings at the first pitch and hits it foul. But it's 0-1. Cesar Hernandez walked, and then Odubel Herrera swung at the first pitch and bounced into a double play.
going back to that double play ball, and we all thought maybe he was going to lay a bunt down.
Yep.
It's the fact that you swing at the first pitch and don't give your best base runner, base stealer, a chance to steal second base as well.
It's that old thing too about you just walk the previous guy. Now you may only get that one pitch. Maybe that's the thought, but
is that the pitch he was looking for?
I don't know. That's it. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Franco.
So you get a strike on you. You still have 2 more.
Yeah. Well, I think this is part of this frustration that the Phillies offense has been in recently. As we close out the month of August. Bouncer back toward the middle. Trey Turner, who just came in, gets to it and throws out Maikel Franco as Ryan Zimmerman, or excuse me, Daniel Murphy is able to hang on to the bag. Murphy just moved over to first base on the double switch, and the Nationals have swept out the Phils. Back-to-back 1-run victories, and they've won 9 straight over the Phillies. Here's that final play. Excellent range by Turner.
Good stretch by Murphy at first base.
Sure was.
Keeping that foot on the bag. You can see his foot starts to come off the bag a little bit. Nice play. It's a tough hop coming up. His foot comes off a little bit, and then he pushes it back a little bit.
Well, the Phillies continue to struggle against the Nationals this year. They've lost 9 straight. They're hitting under 190 as a team against Washington here in 2016. And those struggles continue tonight. They managed just 2 hits and 1 run on the home run by Freddie Galvis. 2-1 the final score. Phillies are swept in the series for the 7th time this year, 3rd straight to the Nationals. First time ever swept in 3 consecutive series by either the Expos or the Nationals. And you see that bottom note, first time swept in 3 consecutive series by the same opponent. It's been quite some time. A Chevrolet player of the game tonight, Gio Gonzalez, kept him off balance.
He did. He was pretty good tonight. He had good command of his curveball. I thought his fastball was his best pitch. And as Ben said earlier, he loves to throw that fastball inside the right-handers. And all he did tonight was get ground ball after ground ball, getting the hitters to go out over that changeup, hitting a lot of weak ground balls to the left side, knowing when he needed to elevate the fastball. Did very, very well tonight, pitch for pitch versus Adam Morgan. That's why he's your Chevrolet player of the game.
Phillies dropped to 13 under 500. They lose it 2-1 to the Nationals. We'll be back to wrap it up right after this.